Hi students, today we are going to discuss the combination of errors. It is otherwise also called as what? Propagation of errors. Okay, suppose you are using a screw gauge and you are determining the diameter of a thin wire. So after determining the diameter, divide it by 2 and you will get the radius. Now, what is the area of cross section of the wire? That is equal to pi r square. Suppose you are committing some percentage error in the measurement of radius, then it will be reflected in the area. Similarly, you want to find the perimeter of a rectangular room. You use a meter scale. You are finding the length of the room as L and the breadth of the room as B. So, the perimeter is given by 2 into L plus B. But every time if you commit error in the measurement of length as well as breadth, so error causes in length as well as the error is caused in the measurement of breadth. So totally you will definitely make error in the measurement of its perimeter as well as area, length into breadth. So this only is called as propagation of errors. So the commitment of error in the measured quantities, 1 or 2 or 3 quantities, okay, which is going to affect the total calculated values such as area, volume, density, all these quantities. So this is called as combination of errors. In that case, first one we want to discuss the error in the sum of two quantities. We are adding two quantities and if each quantity is having some absolute error, then what will be the error in the total? Like that we are going to discuss first by considering the addition of two physical quantities. So for that, let us take the two individual physical quantities which we are going to do the measurement is A and B. So A is some physical quantity, B is another physical quantity. When I add these two, that is equal to some other physical quantity, that is Z. So Z is equal to the sum of A and B. So when I do measurement of A, what is the absolute error? That is delta A. So delta A represents the absolute error in the measurement of the first physical quantity A. Similarly, let delta B represent the absolute error in the measurement of the second physical quantity B. And let delta Z represent the maximum possible error in the measurement of the total, that is Z. So now I will take Z, which is equal to the sum of A plus B plus R minus delta Z, that is equal to A plus R minus delta A. It is added, so there is a plus B plus R minus, so B plus R minus delta B. So how to determine the maximum possible error delta Z is by this method. So Z plus R minus this delta Z is equal to A plus R minus delta A plus B plus R minus delta B. So now this is equal to this A plus B. I will separate it. So grouping of terms A plus B, then this plus or minus, okay, plus or minus is taken into delta A plus delta B. So this is delta A plus delta B. Now the sum of A and B, A plus B is also equal to Z, is it not? Z. I am going to substitute Z in place of A plus B. So this is equal to Z plus or minus delta A plus delta B. So left hand side is already Z plus or minus delta Z. On the right hand side Z plus or minus delta A plus delta B. So I can cancel these two factors on both sides. Therefore delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B. So delta Z is called the maximum possible error in the measurement of Z. So using this, we can find out the maximum possible error in the sum of two physical quantities. Now for example, we have studied resistors in series in the 10th standard. So when two resistors are connected in series, the effective resistance is equal to the sum of the two individual resistances. Okay. Suppose if you measure the resistance R is equal to V by I using Ohm's law, you commit some error in the measurement of first resistor R1. Similarly, you connect the second resistor R2 in Ohm's law apparatus and verify R2 is having some error. So what is the error caused in the sum of these two resistors? For example, let us take, I take this R1, okay, R1 resistance R1 is equal to 150 plus R minus 2 ohm, okay, plus or minus 2 ohm, and the second resistance R2 is equal to 100 plus or minus 3 ohm. So you are measuring the first resistor R1 and its value may be 150 plus or minus 2. Similarly, you are measuring the value of R2, its value may be 100 plus or minus 3. So this is what you are measuring with the errors. So I am going to find the effective resistance in series. So in series, okay, in series, R series is equal to R series is equal to R1 plus R2. Okay, so this R series is now equal to, the first one is 150, okay, 150 plus or minus 2, then plus 100 plus or minus 3. Now this is like our quantity A plus or minus delta A plus B plus or minus delta B. So I am going to add A and B. So this is equal to 150 plus 100. Then plus or minus this 2 plus 3. You compare this previous equation, Z or this is A plus B plus or minus delta A plus delta B. So what is delta A? Delta A is the absolute error in the measurement of the first quantity, and delta B is the absolute error in the measurement of the second quantity. So like that here I am adding delta A, okay, plus delta B, and this is now equal to A plus B, 150 plus 100. So that is equal to 250 plus or minus, and 2 plus 3 is what? 5. So this is the effective resistance in series. Therefore R series is now equal to 250 plus or minus 5 ohm. This is the effective resistance or equivalent resistance in series. So what do we want to summarize now? The maximum possible error in the measurement of Z, that is the sum of two quantities, is equal to the sum of the absolute errors. Is it not? So I will write here the maximum error in the sum of two quantities. So maximum error in the sum of addition of two quantities is equal to the sum of the absolute errors, sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities, So this is the rule you have to remember. Have you understood? Okay, fine.